Tulsa Music Stream. And now, your host, Scott and Jana Squires. You want the dirt? You've got it.
Hey everybody, I'm Scott Squires. I'm your host for Tulsa Music Stream. This is Jana Squires.
Hello.
And this is episode 109.
Wow.
And we will be joined here shortly with Melody Christie from the band Liliac.
Yes.
And as always, please share our stream on your Facebook pages, all your Facebook groups. Tag some friends, let them know about it. You know, that'd be great. You can always follow our page, Tulsa Music Stream. We're also on YouTube, where you can hit that notification bell, hit like. That always helps out. And we're on X and Twitch as far as all of our streaming platforms. We're also on podcast platforms like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and so many more. We're also on TikTok and Instagram. So as always, you know, just get ready for Melody Christie of Liliac. She'll be joining us on Zoom here real shortly. It's going to be a really good interview, I do believe.
Yep, we are totally looking forward to it, to get to connect with these guys. They're fantastic. They work so hard. They've been doing this for such a long time, so many years. It's been a big part of these. I can't call them kids anymore. They're young adults now. It's been a big part of their upbringing in their life. This is kind of all they've known. So it's going to be very interesting to get into how they got their start and what they see for their, you know, the vision of the future. Extremely talented. We're going to talk to Melody about how much fun we had watching them at Rocklahoma a few years ago. But such a great band. Make sure you check them out at liliacband.com. That is their website. While we await Melody's arrival, I want to make sure we give a shout out to new sponsors that have come on board, and we'll be putting up their graphics later on. But thank you again to Pest Patrol, Horizon Plumbing, and Bill's Bud Connection. They've really stepped up. They believe in the show, believe in what we're doing, and so they've decided to come on with us as sponsors. And you know, we can't do what we do because there are fees for streaming, what do you call it? Not publications, but subscriptions that, you know, we have to pay fees to get this out on multiple platforms. And these guys are helping us cover those fees with their sponsorship, and in turn they get advertising from us. So thank you again to all of our sponsors who make the show possible. And we really appreciate you guys' support, and we are still awaiting. I mean, it's just now 1:59.
That's right, man.
We've told people why we come on.
Oh yeah, well, we want everyone to share it, and,
right.
and like I said, tag some friends, let people know, put them in your groups, any of your favorite Liliac groups and pages. That would be awesome, and
yeah. Sure.
We had an amazing show last night. We played at a place called the Jinx River Walk, our band,
fun.
And it was an outdoor show. It was summertime, a lot of heat, and it was 2 long hours of sweating and rock and roll. But we had a really good time. So me and her want to just show our love and appreciation to all those who came out and supported us. So we had a really good time. We took the day off today.
Absolutely. We've got Will Ashwood in here. He's watching on YouTube, and he was out there. He and his family were like the Rocket Science Road Crew last night. They basically put all our gear away, and I don't know what we'd do without those guys, but just amazing people. We're working on getting Melody in the Zoom room right now. I see that she is about to join us. So Melody, can you hear us okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
You sound fantastic. I'm going to bring you on screen. It looks like you're ready to go. You're looking lovely as always. How's your day going?
It's going great. How's your day going?
It's going wonderful. We were just, before you came on with us, he and I are in a cover band here in Tulsa. We played a show in the burning heat last night, so we're trying to get rehydrated and refueled. I'm sure you know all too well how that goes, huh?
Yeah. You definitely need lots of water.
Absolutely.
Do I need to turn my camera the other way?
If you want to, sure.
You know, give it a shot.
There
that
go.
looks so good. Yeah, now we can see you much better. That looks great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry
hey,
about that.
no,
Time.
you're
We didn't
good. You're good.
saw
Thank you
that.
so much for coming on, and we have a lot to talk about. I know you guys are so excited. I'm going to put this graphic up on the screen. The Rise Up
that's
Tour. Yeah, it looks great. The Rise Up Tour is getting ready to start, and it's going to start in mid-July. You guys are going to be kicking the tour off in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You'll be doing shows throughout the U.S. and a couple in Canada as well, and this is going to extend through the fall. Why don't you give us a sense of what your fans can expect to see and hear as far as like your set list, how the stage is going to look? What can we expect to see and hear on this tour?
Well, you're definitely gonna expect to see our original drummer, Abigail.
Yay!
Our sister. She's gonna be back on the drums for this summer tour.
Awesome.
And then also you're gonna hear a lot of brand new original singles that are not even out yet.
Oh, is that right? Okay, so
Yes.
is it safe to say there's a new album coming out in the near future?
Yes, definitely. Well, with all the singles, we're gonna put in an album together with those.
Wonderful. Well, we are excited to hear that. And you just answered a question that I was going to ask, because we were, of course, curious how Abigail is doing and when she's coming back. So is she starting the tour with you guys?
Yes, she is starting the tour with us, and we're super excited. We cannot wait.
That's so amazing. And of course, let me put this back up. So not only are you doing this tour, but we have the privilege of having you guys stop here in our hometown, which is Tulsa, Oklahoma. You guys will be at the Shrine on Tuesday, August 13th. Doors at 6, show at 7. And guys, tickets are just $25. You can get those at stubwire.com. Find all of Liliac's show dates at their website, liliacband.com. Now, I know you guys have played Rocklahoma. You played that a few years ago. It was amazing. We had such a good time seeing you out there. Is this your first time in Tulsa?
Let me ask my dad really quick because yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is the first time in Tulsa, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm usually the one who doesn't really check the navigation. I just kind of go with the flow.
I totally get
but
it.
I remember like really awesome venues and shows that always that puts in my memory box. Definitely gonna remember that one. But hopefully this one will be one of those. I'm super excited. Tulsa, we're coming for you. Get ready for us.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You know, we actually had the pleasure of meeting all of you at Rocklahoma,
Right there.
and it was backstage, and we were
Look at that.
filming you and everything. And I was talking to your dad, trying to land the interview even back then. Kept on bugging him, but you know,
Awesome picture.
Man, it was such.
My hair was a lot longer too.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit
Yeah.
too.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
you guys always have an image and everything, and you seem to freshen things up from time to time, and especially when you guys were doing the Red Stripes theme and everything. Do you guys like to freshen things up? Is that kind of something that's in the back of your guys' mind all the time to kind of make things new?
For sure. Well, for me at least, I'm a very creative person, and I always like to create like artworks and designs and things to do. So we always like to have a concept. Usually we try to do it like every year, different kind of like concept or theme we have for Liliac, but something that matches our music at the same time. So when we did kind of like the Seven Nation Army, we're like, oh, let's do this like red and black theme, because kind of like, the white stripes and stuff like that. So I actually dyed my hair for the music video red, because I'm like, I gotta match it. Because my hair was purple and the purple was fading out. So I'm like, I gotta do something, but I don't want to go back to purple because I already did that.
Sure.
So I'm like, let me do red, because I haven't done red in a long time.
It was
And it came out great.
It was a very cool look. I do think a lot of people were shocked because, let's be honest, when you guys came up, besides your incredible talent, you all were known for this really long, beautiful hair. And then here comes this kind of radical image change. Did you guys feel like did most of your fans embrace that? Did they really think, hey, this is great that you guys are looking at kind of constantly keeping it fresh and reinventing yourselves? Or did you have a lot of people saying, oh, why'd you cut your hair?
I think we definitely had half and half.
Okay.
We definitely had a lot of people questioning, like, why did you guys cut your hair?
Right.
It was so nice, so rock and roll. But I'm like, yes, I love long hair too.
Sure.
But for me, the reason why I cut my hair was because I just felt like growing up, I just wanted to try something different, and I wanted to like kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like starting a new chapter, just like letting go of things that, you know, was stressing you in the past. And I just cut it so I can just feel a little bit more free about like personal things in my life.
You bet.
But definitely like a new look. I feel like after a while, people started to embrace it and they started to like it. But here's the good news for the fans. I am growing my hair back very, very long, all the way to my knees.
Breaking news.
Me and my brother Justin, we made a bet about me growing my hair long, and I said, okay, this is the bet what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grow my hair all the way back to my knees, and it's $100 times how many years it's been since I started growing it. But if I ever like cut the length, like extremely like a long length, then I would have to pay him $100 times how many years it was. So right now, So right now we're at 2 years, and if I would cut my hair short again, I would have to give him $200.
Let's not do that. Does your hair grow pretty fast?
My hair actually, like, it does it does grow pretty fast. Like, right now, I can show you a bit.
Oh, wow.
Like this long right now.
Oh, that's already long. Yeah.
So it's getting there. I'm excited.
Wow.
Awesome.
Very cool.
I missed it. Lots of days I missed it.
Awesome.
Now, we talked about Abigail coming back, and you had a couple drummers filling her spot. I also noticed that you also had some guest guitar players coming up. I know you had someone come up, I think it was during was a Delusion song? A guy named Brandon, is that right? Guitar player from Fozzy?
Yeah.
Or not Fozzy, I'm sorry. Rosie.
Yeah.
Got you.
Rosie.
Okay, and she was who helped you sing on Dream On, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they're a great friend of ours, and I had the idea to, like, it was a funny idea we had when we were playing at the Rise Up Rooftop, which is now called the Warehouse Live, 2 years ago, and we're like, we should do a cover together. So we're thinking of Dream On, but we haven't like worked on it at all. So recently, when we became a little bit more closer, I was like, let's actually do it. So we all started putting the music together. Sam was putting all the guitars and the instrumentation together. And then I recorded my vocals I recorded a sketch vocal for her to sing. And then so she sang her parts, and then we put it in the song. And then we flew her all the way from Texas to Georgia, because we live in Georgia. Nice. And all that setup that you saw in the music video is actually right here in our basement. And I did all the setup with the clouds and the LED lights, and I would break glass and hot glue it on the walls.
Wow.
So yeah.
How fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
That's another that's another form of creative outlet. We're going to get into your artwork later on. I do want to, he mentioned Delusion. And, you know, you guys have been impressing the world with your talent for years now, but I think equally impressive is you guys taking on such a tough topic of child sex trafficking. And let me put this up. This is addressed in Liliac's single Delusion, and it's such a good song, such an important topic. I read a little bit about what inspired you guys. I don't want to spoil it for the viewers who haven't had the chance to hear you talk about your inspiration to create this song, but what drove you guys to want to address such a difficult, tough subject?
Well, actually, surprisingly, Sam, my brother Samuel, the lead guitarist, he actually wrote all the lyrics for this song.
Wow.
And yeah, so I was impressed when he showed me. I'm like, dude, this is so good. You know, people need to hear it, because like I feel a lot of times like there are like also like really tough topics and situations that do happen in our lives. And most of the time we like to ignore it because we just don't like to face it, you know?
Yes.
So we kind of wanted to spread that message of like awareness that this does happen. We just want to let you know that we do care for those people, and we do care for certain things that are major in the world that we should try to like fix and look after and care for.
For sure. And I know he and I saw the same movie that you guys saw. And I didn't feel right for 3 days after watching that movie. It really is such a tough thing to, it's like you say, we want to pretend like these things aren't going on, but they are. And, you know, when we have a platform to speak and have influence over groups of people, I just commend you guys for addressing something so important and leaving your mark on the world in such a positive manner. And just good on you guys for doing that.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want to talk about you able to jam with Rudy Sarzo, Michelangelo, Vinny Appice. Those, how did you guys get all together? And was it something that they came to you with, or something you reached out to them?
Yeah, well, so actually, I met Vinny Appice at the NAMM show, I think in 2019, and it was like the first time I ever met him. I was so starstruck. I was like, no way, it's Vinny from Dio, you know? So he's endorsed by this company called Sawtooth, who makes his drum kit for him. So then we got endorsed by that same company for our guitars and bass and some of our kit too. And they provide us with like all instruments that we need, and they're really awesome people. So then they had the idea, why don't we do like a little like performance together, because like with all the people that I'm endorsing, and it was us, Vinny Appice, Rudy Sarzo, and Michelangelo, and they're all great people. They're all great, funny people. Rudy Sarzo, he's the quiet one, but he's always like, every time I would like glance over at him, he would just like, you know,
so sweet.
So sweet. Love that guy. And then we actually got to meet him again recently, because we were performing at the Warehouse Live in I think May. Like, it was very recently, and we saw him, and he was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Melody? It's been a long time." I'm like, "It has been." But yeah, such a great guy. And so yeah, so Sawtooth, the company, put that performance together, and that's how I got to be able to meet them.
Yeah, we had the pleasure of having Rudy on this show. Gosh, I think it's been like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hang up with him because he was so sweet, and he's just like that. He's like a friend. I mean, here's this super famous, legendary guy, and he talks to you like you're
humble.
his equal. Yeah, super humble, super humble. So what a neat experience for you.
You know, Tulsa's known for a family band. The Hansons, of course, they came out and blew it up with their song. What is it?
Mbop.
Yeah, Mbop.
Yeah.
And one of my new favorite bands, The Warning. I don't know if you have seen much of them. The three girls.
Yeah, we heard a lot about them. Yeah, I like them. They're really very talented. Same thing, family band, and that's really what we would like to see. Like, young people also inspired by music, always trying to like put out rock and roll and keep it living. You know, we're all for that.
You two are kind of similar, you know, coming out with a lot of the old 80s songs and when as you're younger, growing up and putting out a lot of content, which is something that you guys do quite often, is put out a lot of content online, videos, or if it's any kind of TikTok videos or whatever you guys are doing, some kind of funny skit or something. How important do you feel that it is for you guys to, you know, kind of always put out content online?
Well, definitely being an independent band, we don't have a lot of resources, so we do have to rely more on content. So we all have to like constantly come up with ideas so we can like put out videos for people to feel entertained and enjoy. So we try to do a variety of different things. Like, you know, we do like musical things because people obviously came for us because of the music. So we would like put like me singing a reel, or Sam playing guitar, or just like snippets of our music videos or like live performances. But sometimes we also want to like show our like, hey, you know, we're like friendly and funny and we're a family. So we want to show that side too. Like, we're not just boring musicians, but we like to have fun too. So my brothers would come up with funny skits to do, and then we would just like, yeah, let's do it. And then also like promoting their music so people are updated with our like new upcoming stuff, or like with merch, or like with like our tour and our tickets. So yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were hard at work when you guys were very young, and you were playing with the Santa Monica Pier, and you had Stuart Copeland from the Police come up and play drums, and then he was like on guitar. It's like, all right, guy, go away. We got this. He wanted to play every instrument, didn't he?
That's funny.
Yeah.
How cool was that to play
like
with us? That had to be an amazing time.
Really, really, really cool. So I think he was doing a documentary for I think it was BBC, I believe.
Okay.
And it was about, you know, like his musical career and stuff like that. And he saw us busking on the pier. So he's like, and on the boardwalk at Santa Monica, and he's like, oh, I want to include that family because I always, every time I walk by, I always see them performing. And it would be cool if I join in on a song or two. And they're like, yeah, for sure, let's do it. So we all played Enter Sandman together, and he was on the guitar.
Wow.
It was funny. And then he started hopping on the drums and just freestyling our original song. We're like, dude, that is awesome.
That's so neat. So neat.
Yeah, you guys had so many ups and downs when you first came out, and you guys were, like you said, the Monica Pier. Then you guys also, you know, did the World's Best, America's Got Talent. You had some really cool stuff. But then you also had equipment stolen. You've had hard drives stolen. Tell me a little bit about the ups and downs, or you know, the equipment. You know, how'd you guys, you know, come about that?
Yeah, definitely. Lots of ups and also lots of downs, but we also have very supportive fans that, you know, just come and help us out, and like, you know, we're able to like fund us the money to like repair and like get back some of the things that were stolen. And also lots of time we recently got a bus, and lots of time our bus just completely broke down, so we had to like tow it, like I think it was in Utah where it broke down. So then we had to rent a van and a pickup truck to take our trailer all the way to California to do a show. And we had to leave the bus in Utah and tow it like all the way back until we were able to use it again. But then when we took it back home, it broke down again.
Oh, gosh.
Now, was this the Marilyn Manson bus?
Yes, the haunted bus. A lot of people don't want to go in because they believe it's haunted.
Right.
By the way, it was really funny because, you know, John 5, we played for John 5. We were opening up for him in February. And he was with Marilyn Manson when they had the bus during that time too. So we asked him to come on the bus and check it out. And he actually autographed on our bus right under the thermostat where Marilyn Manson put his like a tape and wrote "keep at 68 degrees."
Oh, wow.
But it was so funny because we would ask him, like, John 5, like, is there any crazy stories that happened on the bus? And he was like, many crazy stories. And we're like, well, can you tell us one? And he was like, no. Sweet guy, but he didn't want to, like, he was like, no, it's okay. You don't want to hear it.
It's stories not for the faint of heart, I'm sure. But hey, before we move on to more questions, I want to, one of the things we like to do with this show is we go live. And this is why we go live. It's so our viewers can hop in here with us and provide questions or comments. There's one I want to read to you. I'm actually going to try to read several here real quick.
On the screen,
yeah, this one may have scrolled off on her end, but let's give it a shot. Norman Voss is the bass player for Bret Michaels from Poison, and he is such a great supporter of this show. He's in here all the time, but I want to make sure I read his comment to you. He said, Liliac is the best band in the land. Each member has best personality, plus they all rule on their instruments, rock on and rock hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Super cool.
I can't wait to see you next time. We really missed you, Norman.
He's such a good guy. Here's another one from Del Solomon. Love you, Melody. You are so beautiful. Darren Edwards says, rock on, rock hard. Clint, we talked about Liliac coming to Tulsa. They will be here, I believe I said August 13th. At the Shrine. Make sure you go to stubwire.com and get your tickets so you can go to that. Brian Matthews says Melody has such an amazing voice. The comments go on and on.
Yeah, Christopher Stephen Malone says you'll love Tulsa. I just was there last weekend. Check out the Church Studio, Leon Russell's place. It's incredible, and the Philbrook Art Museum.
Yeah. I'm taking it off. I'm taking it off of the fan chat screen because we have people with political messages telling us who to vote for. So we're not going to go there today. This is about rock and roll today.
No, we're discussing, you know, you doing original music and also doing a lot of covers as well. How important is it for you? Of course, you know, it's always important for a band to release their own music and their own records and everything, and hopefully, you know, we will get that new album from you guys. But it seems to be very important for you to release a lot of covers as well.
Yes. Well, definitely, like as an original band, we always want our music to please everybody, and try to reach it to like the majority of the whole like rock and roll crowd. But definitely covers are also very important.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people kind of put us down for doing a lot of covers because they kind of see us as a cover band, which is in a way, yeah, we do covers, but we're also an original band. But it's important to do covers because that's what people want to hear. They always ask, and those are the types of song that people always get hyped up. And every time when we do a cover, it seems like everybody loves it.
And
like they get so hyped up, and they're like, "Man, you guys never like you guys always like pass our expectations of doing a cover. Like we never expected it to come out this great."
Sure.
Yeah.
We get really great feedback, and it helps boosts our algorithm, and more people come in and see us. Because if you put something out and it's like, man, I know that song and I like it, but it's not the same. I want to see who's actually singing it. And then they're like, oh, it's this band called Liliac. So you reach out more people definitely with cover songs.
It's kind of a tool that draws them in.
Yes.
And then once you draw them in, then they start checking out some of your other original music. You got, your other albums. You have, of course, Chain of Thorns, Queen of Hearts, which was a #1 Amazon rock chart.
Mm-hmm.
That had to be an amazing feeling when you saw that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
it was awesome.
And then your last release was Madness in 2023. So like you said, I know you guys kind of started out in the cover world, and then you did this transition to originals. Was that a relatively easy transition for you guys because you are so talented and you are so creative? Or was there ever any like writer's block when you're trying to create your own music? Or did you find that it just kind of flowed out freely and easily?
Well, definitely at times, sometimes we would have writer block, but sometimes we wouldn't. But how should I put this? I'm trying to put it in the best way I can.
Sure.
Is it okay if you can repeat the question one more time?
Yeah, no problem. Well, I was just wondering, when you spend a lot of time learning covers, and then you decide, hey, we're going to start putting out our own stuff. So you'll have to sit down, and the creative process begins. And I don't know how you guys approach your writing, if it's more like a jam session with everybody, or if maybe one or two of you are kind of the sole songwriters, and then you present like a finished song to everybody else. How does that work for you guys?
Yeah. Well, transitioning to original songs, I wouldn't say it was too hard because even before we were the band, we were always kind of into the music and writing our own stuff. Even though before we were into the pop stuff, because we were little kids, we wrote our own songs still, even though they weren't the best, but
Sure.
We still wrote original songs. But yeah, definitely starting the band, it was more of a jam session, which is mostly of what Chain of Thorns and some of Queen of Hearts is. Well, yeah, Queen of Hearts as well. We were in California, so we would rehearse a lot and just jam out stuff, and we're like, okay, we can write a song off of this. But I would say the way that our music process is going on nowadays, especially with the Madness album, it's more an idea is pitched, or we hear something and we're like, okay, that is a cool little thing that I've heard. Let's try to make a song out of it. So yeah, nowadays it's just more pieces, and then we build off of that little piece to create a whole song off of it.
Yeah, and I would be remiss if I let you go without asking you this. If you had to give me, and I won't even make you narrow it down to one, let me say top 2 or top 3, who are your top vocalist inspirations?
Well, #1, my main inspiration was Ronnie James Dio.
Nice.
I feel like a lot of people do see that because when I was 15, that's when I discovered him, and I would only listen to him for so many years. I would never listen to anybody else.
Right.
I'm I want to sound like him. I want to act like him. So that's why some people say that I do sound like him when I sing. At least I have pretty much the same attitude and flavor in my voice that he does. But definitely with my screams that you hear in lots of our songs, I kind of copied and took that from David Lee Roth.
Nice.
Yeah, from Van Halen, and he would like do that.
Right.
So I would take that and I would just like extend it long. So that's another inspiration that I have on singing.
Super
And
cool.
then I also like I said, Ronnie James Dio was my main inspiration.
Yeah.
So growing up, it was hard. It's hard for me to pick three.
Yeah,
'cause
that's fine.
Definitely he was the one. But I would say now I'm listening to a majority of different artists, not only in the rock. So one of my new favorite artists that's I really love her voice. Her name is Tori Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I really love all her runs and stuff like that. She's crazy on runs. And I'm like, I want to see if I can like take a piece of that and put it into our music and transition it into rock,
Super cool.
But then also you got Steven Tyler. Like, come on.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
come on.
Right.
Now, which one was the most challenging to do? And what's the puppy's name?
Oh, this one, her name is, her name is
Should have not
Lilo.
woken her up.
Yeah. Her name is Lilo. Oh, she's 2 years old. She's a corgi.
Oh, sweet baby. We love animals.
Except when she's napping.
So which one of the covers is the most challenging so far that you've had to do? Because Steven Tyler seems to be, especially Dream On.
Yeah.
That's kind of a tough one.
It was Dream On, honestly, if I'm not going to lie. Especially getting the high part.
Right.
That took me a long time to like actually get it down to where I had it in the video.
Wow.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Amazing.
awesome.
Well, hey, do you have something?
Oh,
for us?
absolutely. So
Okay.
you guys do, I know you do a lot of your independent touring. You're talked about being independent and having to do a lot of things on your own. You get in the van and the bus and all that stuff. What do you feel is the best for your independent touring? Doing festivals or doing like your solo shows? I imagine the festivals, there's a lot more people there, but they're there to see so many different bands. And then your solo touring is they're there to come see you. And then of course there's an opening band. But what do you feel is more beneficial for Liliac?
I feel like both are really beneficial, but me personally, what I think, but I'm not like too sure, what I think would be festivals, because there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's easier to get newer fans,
Right.
because like when you have your own show or you host your own show, it's the people that are already your fans that come to see you.
True.
Which is still amazing because they still give us all their love and support, and they buy all our merch, and we love to meet them all, and we love to take pictures and meet new faces and new people all the time. But yeah, definitely for like to reach a newer crowd or like get more people to come to Liliac, I would say festivals, because like Rocklahoma, I feel like we gain a bunch of new fans off of the Rocklahoma festival.
Yeah.
So tell me, you were in California, and then a few years ago you made the decision are you based in Atlanta now? Is that where you guys are in Georgia?
Yeah, we're kind of like in the suburbs of Atlanta. We live in Douglasville,
Okay.
but even that, we live in the suburbs of Douglasville. But yeah, Atlanta's like just like 40 minutes away. It's not too far.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
what led to the decision to get out of California and settle in Georgia?
I would say because at the time we were a family of 7. Well, we still are a family of 7, and we were squeezing into a little 3-bedroom apartment.
Right.
And we had all our equipment and all our merch. Like, you couldn't really walk through the living room because all our stuff would be there. You would have to like make your way through. But definitely moving to Georgia, we have family here, so that's a plus.
Oh.
It's easy to have family here.
Okay.
Another thing is we're able to get a nice house where we turn our basement into a studio, and it's a lot more cheaper here than in California to get
For
a house
sure.
like this.
Yeah.
In California would be like millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
Yeah, space and family, and just like I feel like it's for me, I really appreciate and love Georgia. It's just more quieter,
Yeah.
more peaceful, more nature. I just really enjoy that.
That's so
That's really
cool.
great.
That's so cool. I know you guys have some catchphrases. You know, you got the rock on, rock hard thing. I don't know which one of you came up with that, and then the rest of you said, "Hey, man, let's start using that a lot." You know, I know you call your fans fangs, I believe, right?
Yeah, we call them fangs.
Okay, and you consider your music vamp metal. Who came up with the concept with these, and then of course the catchphrases? Who all puts that together for you guys?
The rock on and rock hard was so old. I think it was me who came up with it because I remember I was talking to one of my friends back in California. I was young, and I was talking to this one of my friends, and we're like, "Oh, we should wish our friends," because they were in a band too. "We should wish our friends like luck to go on the stage." And we're like, "Have a good show." And then I said, "Rock on and rock hard." And then I don't know. I guess I just took that and said, "Let's just use it."
There you go.
As a catchphrase.
Yeah.
So that's how it kind of came with that. Now with the vamp metal concept, because like at the beginning of our band, we kind of had like this vampire look because we're Romanians,
right?
And vampires like Dracula and the Castle of Dracula, like all that kind of like vampire stuff comes from Romania. So that's what we kind of took off of that. Like, since we're Romanians, we're like vampires. So
right.
That's cool.
like, let's call our like music vamp metal, and then we'll call the fans fangs because vampires have fangs.
Yeah,
that's really clever.
I know your father. He's a producer. He produces your guys, your music and everything. He does a brilliant job. It always sounds really crisp and clear, and he's got a good ear for that for you guys. I know you once had a studio, and I guess in one of your rooms a long time ago. Have you guys branched out and be able to get your own little studio? Are you guys still working out of the house? How are things going as far as recording?
Yeah, we're definitely still working in our house. Like I said, for a long time, when we first moved in, we had an unfinished basement, and we finished it, and that's where we moved our studio. So like in here, we have our rehearsal room. We have the recording room where my dad does all the mixing and mastering and recording and producing. We also have a guest bedroom, but we also have a part where we did leave unfinished. It's all cement. And that's where we have our video room, and we paint the walls for music videos. And so that's actually where I did Dream On. It's actually like right next to me. The door next to me is the set for Dream On.
That's so cool.
Wow, that's so cool.
Man.
That's so cool.
Well, going back to the very early days, I mean, anybody who does any research on you guys knows that your dad was taking you guys to lessons early on. I'm curious, from the get-go, did he have you all, each of you, learning multiple instruments, or did each of you kind of say, "Hey, I want to do this," and so everybody sort of got to pick what they ended up playing?
Or was it like, "Justin, no, you have to play the keyboards"?
How did that work?
Well, I would say half and half.
Okay.
Like, because we've always been doing music since we were younger, especially my dad, because he grew up with music, and he, had his own studio before we had the band. So he would work with us with like singing and dancing. But as like all of us started growing and we started becoming more like into the music, my dad's like, "Why don't we just start a band?" And so he was like, "Melody, you be the singer because you can sing. Sam, you could be the guitarist. Abby, you don't know how to sing, so you become the drummer." And then with Ethan and Justin, it was a funny story because my dad was like, "Okay, so I have rhythm guitar and I have like the keyboards. What do you guys want to do?" And Justin was like, "I don't know, I can do any." And Ethan chose guitar, so Justin was like, "Okay, I'll do keyboards."
There you go. Wow. So there wasn't a big fight over who got to do what. It sounds like everybody kind of just fell in where they were comfortable.
And it flowed perfectly. Like everybody developed and improved in their own instrument.
It's just a beautiful thing where, I mean, you guys are so inspirational. I want to ask you, I don't know how much more you have for Melody, but I want to make sure I get to this. Dealing with critics, and boy, let me tell you what, it's hard. I mean, you got to really have tough skin in this business. Anybody who's done it for any length of time knows that, even at this level that he and I are at, a local level, you just get people where you're just not their cup of tea, and they make no bones about letting people know that they're not a fan. how do you guys deal with criticism that comes your way? And I hope you certainly just let it roll like water off a duck's back. But what advice have you gotten on how to deal with it, and how do you guys deal with the criticism that does come your way?
Well, all I gotta just say, haters are just jealous fans.
Amen, sister. Yes.
They're not fangs. They're
Yeah.
they're not jealous fangs. They're jealous.
They're just plain old jealous fans. That's really good. Yeah.
Well, for me, I don't really read the comments. I kind of
Good.
ignore. Yeah, I don't really pay attention. Well, for me, like, I'm not even a person that gets offended that easily. Like, some people can just like roast me and make fun of me. I'd be like, you know what, you're right.
Wow.
But yeah, sometimes I just, look past it.
Yeah.
And just like continue, because like, your fans are going to be there for you, and
Right.
what you've been doing is what they're asking all the time, and you always have to give them what they want. And there's always going to be haters, but I feel like if there's a haters, that means you're doing something good.
100%.
You're turning
like
heads.
Yeah, exactly. You're grabbing their attention. So
Well,
I'm just saying, if you're here hating, that means we grabbed your attention.
yeah, and that's the perfect attitude. I mean, like you said, if you're making enough noise to get the hate, that means you're making noise, and that's the name of the game. And honestly, if people don't have an attitude like yours, they won't last long in the business. I mean, people pleasers don't do well in the industry. It's a tough one, but glad to hear that you don't let that stuff bother you.
And of course, they don't have two top songs of on Spotify. Holy Diver. You got Rainbow in the Dark, and these cool songs on Spotify that are like, blowing the hell up. And now you also did an amazing cover of Master of Puppets. Metallica's one of our favorite bands, and you guys nailed it. And there was even a live performance where you had a guest guitarist on that one as well. And
yes, Aiden Fisher.
Okay.
So Aiden Fisher, he played in Stranger Things, I think season 4.
Okay.
He was like the hands of the guitar. I can't remember what his name was in the show, because I didn't even watch season 4 yet.
Wow.
So I'm way behind. But I know that like he was the hand actor to play the notes for the guitar when they was battling. I think when he was in the underworld battling the bats or something. I can't remember. It was an awesome scene though, And it was funny because Aiden Fisher asked me, and I make jokes all the time. I like to roast people. It's just funny. He asked me, so how come you haven't seen season 4? And I was like, because you're in it. No, I'm just kidding.
Burn. That's good.
It was funny. But yeah, amazing guitarist, can shred. It was definitely fun having him on stage with us playing Master of Puppets. So that was really cool. He also came on the Monsters of Rock cruise and played with us for a couple shows that we had on the cruise. So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
We really enjoyed it.
That's awesome. Now, I know you said that in the beginning of this interview that Abigail is coming back. She's back on the kit. I believe she got married. Does she also have a child? Is that right?
No, she does not have a baby.
She doesn't. Okay.
She doesn't have.
That was fake news. We didn't get that one right. Okay.
But she definitely got married, right?
Yeah, she did get married.
Okay.
Cool.
And then you had to have I guess a couple of drummers, but Paul Barnes is your fill-in drummer as of right now.
Yes.
Where did you find him, and where is he going now? I'm sure he's heartbroken.
Well, my dad actually found him because he was looking for fill-in drummers to come fill in certain shows that we have, and he was calling School of Rock.
Yeah.
He was calling a bunch of them, and he ended up calling this one in Gainesville, Georgia, and he was like, "Hey, I need a drummer who's like between the age like 18 and 25 or something like that." And it was actually Paul on the phone, and he was like, "Well, I'm not 18, but I am a drummer, so if you want to come audition me, you can." And we did audition him, and we really loved that kid. Very high enthusiasm, very funny, and really chill guy to be around, and an amazing drummer as well.
So we mentioned your art earlier in the interview. I'm going to put a picture up of one of your pieces, and you can see numerous pictures of Melody's art at liliacband.com. So cool. Such good work, so much talent. Is it safe to say if you weren't doing Liliac, would you dive more into artwork? Like, what do you tell us a little bit about your artwork when you got started doing this? And is this what you see yourself diving more into, like after band life, whenever that may be down the road?
Yeah, maybe when I'm like old and
Right.
retired.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, why not? So so I started painting when I was 13. I was always into drawing, and I would draw on whiteboards when I was younger. But then I told my mom at 13, I was like, I want canvas, I want paintbrushes, I want paint, I want, all these kinds of art stuff for Christmas.
Yeah.
So she got me all of that. She's like, you better give me that for Christmas. And I love her so much. She did give me that. So I'm actually, with painting, I'm actually self-taught with a little bit of YouTube.
Wow.
So yeah, I definitely when I first started painting, it wasn't like as impressive, but it was like my early stuff. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy it still.
Yeah.
Like I don't not enjoy it anymore. But
Sure.
yeah. So like whenever I would paint and then I would like, oh, I don't know how to do it. Then I would look on YouTube as like how to paint a cloud. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And now I would do it. Like
Wow.
I'm more of one that just like if I see it, I know how to do it with painting.
Yeah.
Painting. So yeah.
And how cool is it that talent is now translating into like the video sets for your band's videos?
Yeah,
You're merging
exactly.
the two talents. That's so awesome.
I just like to create stuff, just like the artwork of stuff, and yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
That's cool.
What else you got, Scott?
Well, there's a lot of chitter chatter going on in the chat room. I know Elizabeth English Talcott says, love Liliac. I've been following them for a long time. Love seeing them at Rocklahoma, and I've scored Tulsa tickets too.
Oh, great. Okay, she is a wonderful friend of ours, and she will be at the Liliac show along with all the rest of us. And we're looking forward to seeing you guys out there. You may still have more, but I want to make sure one more time I plug that Tulsa show before we let Melody go.
Absolutely. Bob Dobb says the Sabbath Dio covers are awesome.
Yes.
Veronica Lopez says the originals are phenomenal. Keep them coming. And there's a 2023 Madness album,
Yes.
all on Spotify. Queen of Hearts, The Chain of Thorns was a 2019 album. Go and check out all their originals on Spotify. They got some covers up there and plenty of awesome originals. I saw them at Rocklahoma. I had a camera out. I got some cool footage of that show, and your voice was amazing. You were hitting, and that's the thing about your whole band is like everyone is very talented in their own position. And I know you played bass before, and is that something that you'll ever go back to, do you think? Or do you think your brother's kind of got that spot nailed down now?
I think my brother has that spot nailed down. I do still play it at times. I just for myself, I enjoy playing the bass, but I don't think I would take it back on the stage with me because I kind of lost that flow of singing and playing the bass at the same time. And it's really hard because you have to separate your mind to
yes.
be on time with the bass and actually give a good vocal performance. It was definitely really hard. So when we did transition, that's when I really started focusing and really paying attention to my voice and wanting to always have a great performance out of every show. So definitely giving the bass to Ethan definitely helped me become more of a front person, and
Right.
it's a lot more
A lot more freedom.
And to focus on my singing.
Yeah.
I think it was a good move. I just visually, you trust me, you look cool playing that bass and singing. It's a cool look, but as a step of growth, I think getting that thing out of your hands where you can be free to perform and kind of point at the audience and just different things where you're freed up. I think that was a great move for you guys to make, for sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let me put this up on the screen one more time. Everybody here in Tulsa, please go get your tickets at stubwire.com to check out Liliac Tuesday, August 13th at the Shrine in Tulsa. Like we said, doors are at 6 that night. The show is at 7. You can check out all of their show dates at liliacband.com. Melody, I think that's all I have. So unless Scott has anything else, we're going to let you go and enjoy your weekend. Please tell your family we're sending our love and wish you guys all the best on your tour.
Well, dude, thank you so much for having me on here. It was really fun. And your guys' questions were very interesting and different. I really enjoyed I really enjoy like more of like a different variety of questions, because sometimes like certain things are like the same thing. And I'm like, I know this story. Easy.
Well, you just made my day. Challenge. You made my day, because it's important to us to make this not so boring for you guys, because I would imagine, here you are tired from the schedule, and then you got to do freaking press, and it's like, oh my God, do I have to answer that again? Some stuff we kind of have to ask it again, but we do try to mix it up. So thanks for that feedback. That's great.
Of course, and appreciate it.
All right, much love.
Good luck on your tour, and of course having Abigail back on the drums has got to be something uplifting for the whole family, and having her back on the kit. She's an amazing drummer. I'm sure having a booking agent. I know you're independent, but I'm sure you have a booking agent that kind of gets you guys a little bit of a map, I guess. Where to go, and then figure things out from there. It's got to be much different than having to book it all yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do have a booking agent, and we are with TKO.
Awesome.
So if anybody want to contact our booking agent, you can. TKO.
Okay, TKO, everybody. All right, now for real, we're letting you go. You and your dogs and your family enjoy your day. Much love to you. We'll see you here in Tulsa. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day.
God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What a lovely girl, man. And these numbers in here, man, Liliac fans are in here strong today.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you all for your amazing support. Liliacband.com. Go there, check out all their dates. One thing I didn't ask her about, and I meant to, they have meet and greets as well. And I think those are typically 1 hour before the show. So again, go to their website, liliacband.com, check that out. Get signed up for a meet and greet. As you can tell, super down-to-earth, humble, sweet people. Go support what they're doing. They're working hard.
Yeah, and they've opened up, like she said, with John 5, and they did some stuff with Loverboy.
That was cool.
I saw some footage of that, and that was really cool. They brought them up on stage, and she got to kind of sing with them. Loving every minute of it. And Abigail got there and got to hit on the drums with them.
So cool.
So that's really cool. And they, like I said, they like mix it up, fresh things up with their clothing and their makeup and designs and stuff that they're putting out there. They're always trying to keep it fresh and different and new and different themes. And sometimes people just they just have the same image, same look all the time, and that's what kind of people get kind of used to, and then grow tired of it sometimes.
It works for some, but a lot of times it goes stale, and people do kind of want to see you grow and freshen things up, and they are great at that. And watch for new music too, because it sounds like it's coming soon. So again, liliacband.com. We want to thank our sponsors, everybody who has supported us. Hey, that was the side view. Say hi to your people, Scott.
Hey!
I accidentally clicked on that, but that's okay. That was cool. Thank you, DEB Concerts, for your sponsorship of Tulsa Music Stream. Here is another fantastic show.
The Iron Maidens.
Oh my gosh, they are so fun.
All sisters.
So awesome. No, they're not. I mean, not blood sisters, but anyway, please go check out the Iron Maidens. This will be Saturday, August 3rd. Again, at the Shrine. The Shrine's bringing in a lot of great shows. $25 to this one as well. Hosted by Eddie Trunk with special guest Dime Store Riot. Doors at 7, show at 8. Get your tickets to go see the Iron Maidens. And golly, here comes Rocklahoma. It's right around the corner, you guys. Check out the DEB concert stage out there at Rocklahoma. Get your tickets and go have a great time. As I said at the start of the show, welcome to our new sponsor, Bill's Bud Connection. If you have a need for a medical cannabis card, you need to get a hold of Carolyn at 918-521-9349. or you can text her at that same number as well. Bill's Bud Connection is your connection. We want to thank our friend Todd Brannon at Pest Patrol for being a sponsor of Tulsa Music Stream. He's the guy we use here at this place to get rid of all the little yucky critters that we don't want in here. He's residential and commercial, licensed and insured for all your pest control needs. Call 918-582-7378, pestpatroltulsa.com. Our good friends at Horizon Plumbing. We got Angie, Andy, Elizabeth, the whole gang out there. These guys take care of our plumbing needs as well. They should take care of yours. Give them a call at 918-258-9100 for all your plumbing needs. Call Horizon Plumbing and Drain. Thanks again to Sycamo Filmworks for his sponsorship and our great new intro. Well, I guess it's not new anymore, but it's a great intro. Sycamo@gmail.com. He will hook you up with any video needs you might have. Our screen printer, Todd Cook at Identity Merch. If you guys have any screen printing needs, that's not on there. Don't worry about it. Just call him at 918-521-5660 or email Todd at identitymerch.com.
I love it.
And Shipman Photos. Look at those good-looking photos. They make us look way better than we do in reality. Your branding done right. If you have photo needs, get a hold of shipmanphotos.com. Like we told you, you can always check us out live or replays on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch. If audio's your thing.
Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. But I think, was it Google Podcasts? It's no longer...
Yeah, I think it's going away. So we probably need to be taking that off here pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll switch it out to something else.
Hey, while you're looking over here, why don't you tell folks about our upcoming episodes, if you can read that.
Yeah, so we have... Well, we did have a date with Jeff Duncan. He's the guitar player for Armored Saint and also Odin. He had I guess a power outage there. Yep. He lives in Las Vegas, and so they, with all the heat out there, we're going to reschedule. We have to reschedule that one. But he's an amazing guitar player from an amazing band, Armored Saint. Yeah. And then on Friday, July 12th, we got Lorraine Lewis of the. She was formerly a Vixen, and she's now is she still a Femme Fatale?
Well, Femme Fatale, I don't know how active they are. I guess that's one of the things we can ask her that night. But definitely want to find out what she's got going, since she's not a part of Vixen anymore. I guess they just announced their new singer.
Yeah, just announced their new singer. So we'll get into all that. And then, of course, on Tuesday, July 23rd at 6 p.m. Central, we have Steve Brown of Tesla.
Man,
he's also the brother of Mick Brown of Dokken.
Yeah, so we got some good stuff lined up. Always looking for new guests. You guys send us, if you have, they're not always easy to get. That's why sometimes, there's gaps in our schedule, but we're trying constantly to book new and exciting guests with these great stories that are so fun to listen to.
Yeah.
So we are working on that. Let's get to.
And we do want to say thank you to all of our subscribers on YouTube. We finally did hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
And Will Ashwood says, "Congrats on 1,000 subscriber guys." No, thank you.
Man, that's
you guys
so cool.
rock. So yeah, please get over there on YouTube and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. We go live on YouTube, Facebook, and on X
and Twitch.
Yeah, and we're always once we go live, those are all live. So appreciate it.
Let me read a few viewer comments, and then we're going to get out of here for the weekend. Bernadette Goodman, great interview. Love her voice, and what a great cheery smile. Agree. Such a positive, awesome young lady. We really enjoyed our visit with her. I hope I'm saying your name right. Abelardo. I'm trying.
I like it.
He's given much love to Liliac. Got some hearts and thumbs in there. Gay Fishback, what a sweet girl. Yes, she is. Veronica Lopez, Liliac changing the look is great. Keeping it fresh. Agree. Lisa Williams says the Maidens are amazing. Yes, they are, girl. We can't wait to see them again.
Dax Anderson says great show.
Yeah, Veronica says thank you for a great interview. It was our pleasure. Brian Matthews, great job. Great job to you guys for coming in here on a Friday afternoon and hanging out with us. It means
got
so
one
much.
that says "Love the Oilers" T-shirt.
Hey, yeah, I usually try to wear rock T-shirts, but today I was just feeling kind of sporty, so I put my hockey shirt on today. It's a good time. Guys, we really do appreciate you all. Thank you so much for your support. Tell your friends about us. Say, hey, I checked out this live stream the other day and it was a lot of fun. You need to check out Tulsa Music Stream. The more you spread the word, the bigger things can grow and
we don't
guests.
Yeah, we don't always just talk about Tulsa music bands or anything like that. We're more national. We start out doing local shows, local bands and things, but we've kind of just grew and expanded into the more national bands and even international.
Yeah.
And so it's just, our way of just growing and getting a bigger audience and trying to grow more followers and more subscribers and things like that.
Yep.
And that way we can just continue to keep going. And we love interviewing our idols and music that we grew up with and stuff that's more our genre, So we appreciate all the growth, and without you guys, there would have been no growth. So
absolutely,
we really appreciate it. Thank
you
you.
are everything. We're just here being the mouthpieces, asking these questions, and you get feedback like she gave us that it felt different to her. Man, that is our goal. We don't want these guys to get on here and be bored. We want this to be a fun visit with a couple of friends, and hopefully it felt that way, and we're just having so much fun.
Someone in Indonesia says good night from Samarinda.
Wow.
Kalimantan Timur, Indonesia.
Good try.
Yeah.
Good try. Those names are tricky, I know. All right, we are going to go have a weekend now where we don't have any band shows. We don't have any streams. We're going to get in our swimming pool and have some iced tea?
Sure, why not?
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Stay safe. Stay hydrated. We'll see you back here real soon.
And
on Tulsa.
rock on and rock hard.
Goodbye.